What's up? Y'all ready for round two? 15 local teams remain in the playoff bracket in South Carolina. Here is where they put up or shut up. Hey, it's time to get it going. Let's head just down the road to Myrtle Beach as they face off against Marlboro County Bulldogs. The Seahawks coming out tonight with bad intentions. The 33rd Avenue Animals. In other words, they're right at home. Luke Doty not wasting any time. Looking, rolls to his left. Bartender, let me get a deep shot. Deron Finkley in the back of the end zone. You got mossed. 7-0 on the first drive of the game. You're looking to do more damage. Next drive, Doty looking over the middle. That's Wyatt Roach. The spread really working for the Seahawks tonight, minus the turnovers. They did whatever they basically wanted to do. Nice dance there by Roach. No flag on the play. Finally, Doty, just being a straight-up athlete, rides the green wave right here with Dramani Green. Then the junior just does his thing. Check him out, just gliding across the field. The Bulldogs just doing their best two-hand touch impression. Marlboro County wouldn't score in the second half. Myrtle Beach slams the door shut, 42-14. Let's check out Wilson and North Myrtle Beach. The sloppy field conditions, hey, that didn't seem to bother senior quarterbacks. The Chiefs strike first. Casey McClendon complete to Darian Holmes for a touchdown. McClendon has been their rock all year long. Let's go to the next play. Tigers, they would find a way to bounce back. Wilson gets a safety. With the Chiefs, they would answer with the pass from McClendon. Once again to Holmes with a great diving catch in the back of the end zone. If this was SportsCenter, ESPN, that will be a top play nominee. 14-2 Chiefs. Tigers kept it interesting. Zayshawn Rice throws a deep shot on the rocks to Jacoby Quinn. That's good for 48 yards for the score. They get within 10. Now it's 26-16 NMB. McClendon says, hey, I've had enough. Nassim Harrison, another great diving catch, sets up another touchdown. 34-16 Chiefs. They didn't score again, and hey, they didn't have to. 34-22, a rematch with Myrtle Beach next week. A Berkeley wins, so the question now, who will they host from the Carolina Forest and Somerville game? Jonathan Bennett to Andre Banks. Just taking it all the way to the bank with their straight cash, homie. 7-0 quickly. Mason Garcia, short touchdown. The 6'4" junior has been doing that all year long. That makes it 7-7. Let's go to the second quarter. Bennett to Banks again. Just cash the check, 14-7. You can tell the connection was strong there. Ensuing kickoff, Carolina Forest. This would be not good. They would end up fumbling the rock. That looks like Murphy right there. Pedro Rios Jr. scoop and score all the way back to the crib. 21-7. Those are the type of green checks you're not trying to cash. They try to make up for it eventually. Mason Garcia with the touchdown again, 21-13, but the green wave just wouldn't slow down. Bennett to KJ Rollins, touchdown, 28-13 at the half. This one got ugly late. Carolina Forest loses 45-13. Their season is over. Aner at Hanahan. We'll pick it up in the second quarter. Check out the cheerleaders. They're excited. Hawks up 7-0. Gale Ball from 12 yards out. In from the score, 14-0 Hanahan. Later, they're going for more, but the short pass right coming up here would be intercepted by Aner, and the Blue Jackets would take over. Just like that, you think they get a little bit of momentum, right? Well, ensuing drive, 4th and 1 for Aner on the run. Kai Buffalo, that's a great football name right there, comes up with a stop in the backfield with just over a minute to go in the half. That led to the next drive for Hanahan. Luke Mills on the delayed handoff goes up 60 yards for the score. Hanahan wins 34-0. The Blue Jackets season is over. Hey, picking things up in the second quarter, Hartsville down 14-7 to Brooklyn Casey. Bearcats quarterback Reed Sharpia takes a snap and pump fakes twice before being chased out of the pocket. He's got to press the turbo button while running around. He somehow finds a way to complete the pass to Cam Morris, takes it to the house to make the score 21-7. Later, Red Fox quarterback Tyon Evans, we've been calling his name all year long, answers with the keeper for the score, 21-14 Brooklyn Casey. Then Bearcats Sharpia, he goes deep this time, the wide open Malachi Brown, who goes untouched up the sideline and into the end zone. That makes it 28-14 Hartsville. Evans calls his own number again, scoring to make the score 28-21 at the half. And it didn't look good for the Red Foxes early, but the second half adjustments would pour it on. They win 68-35. The defending 1A state champs, Lamar Silver Foxes, get their playoff campaign underway after a first-round bye. Williston Elko with the ball first, and quarterback Trez Rhymes hits that receiver for a long catch and run for the first down. Down in the red zone, Rhymes again fires again. This time, Keegan Sparks. I love these names. He got all the rapper names. Def Jam would be proud. Picks up the pass to get the Foxes the ball. Low snap, but that's no problem as Jaquez Lucas takes the handoff for the long first down all the way to the 23-yard line. A few plays later, it's Lucas again who hops over the defender for the touchdown. I can't wait to see this play. Hops over the defender? Oh, maybe not. Well, putting Lamar on the board for a 7-0. They wouldn't look back from there. Silver Foxes would roll 48-22 the final. They'll play Wagner Sally next week. West Florence taking on Fort Dorchester, taking a commanding 14-0 lead to start this game. We pick things up in the second quarter. Wallace hands off to a Lim Ford, who barrels his way to the end zone. Can't wait to see where he goes on National Signing Day. Later in the second, after Fort Dorchester punts, Wallace keeps the ball and scrambles to his right, shaking defenders, even a little stiff arm to pick up the first down. Such a potent attack for the Knights. But hey, the Patriots, they really don't care. Later in that drive, Cooper Wallace gets picked off by Simmons. He stays with the play. West Florence then fumbled the ball and is picked back up by Simmons for the first down. That's kind of crazy sequence right there. I've never seen that before. The green and gold would eventually gain their composure. Wallace hands off to Ford again in the end zone to tie this game up. They do just enough in this one, 27-20 the final. They move on to play Dutch Fork next week. All right, we got the Dillon Wildcats. We all know they're good, but could they keep their championship level play for this week? That's all coming up next. All right, welcome back to WMBF Extra Point. Shout out to Derek Harrison with all these camera angles. That's pretty cool. Let's get some scores, just in case you missed them. Marlboro County goes down to Myrtle Beach. They lose 42-14. They go 0-2 versus the Seahawks this year. Their season's over. Wilson loses 34-22 to North Myrtle Beach. They have a rematch with those teams, North Myrtle Beach at Myrtle Beach, next week. Somerville just destroys Carolina Forest 45-13. They go to 10-2 on the year. Aner, they had a great year with first-year head coach Jason Allen, but they lose today versus Hanahan 34-0. Brooklyn Casey, they were looking good pretty early, but they fall in the second half to Hartsville. They stay undefeated at 11-0, 68-35. Lamar keeps it rolling 48-22 over Williston Elko. West Florence keeps it rolling versus Fort Dorchester. Lim Ford, just amazing performance right there. 27-20 the final. Hemingway, Juju Williams gets his sixth win of the year, 28-6 over Bethune-Bowman. And Green Sea Floyd's wins over C.E. Murray, woo-ha, 64-26. Dillon at home looking to remain undefeated on the year, and they would do just that. Early in the first, Corian Wright punches in the Wildcat snap to make the Wildcats up 7. Then Tigers looking for answers on the other side of the ball. Quarterback Keaton Coates trying to make something happen. He'd lose the ball. That's recovered by Dillon. That's not what he wanted to happen. Taekwon King knows exactly what to do with it. He makes the house call, and the cheerleaders from Dillon are loving what the Wildcats have been up to this season. Swansea trying to make a play, but this would be very tough versus a Dillon team. Dante Williams takes this slant for a big gain, but it just wouldn't be enough. They turn the ball over on downs, and they lose this one 43-6. Really wasn't even close. They play May River next week. Oh, that's really nice right there. At least he got his jersey on straight. Wild Gators hosting St. John's. We picked this one up in the second with the Gators under control. Quarterback keeper here goes the distance. Darian Dawkins right there. Amazing year. He was also a primetime performer earlier this season. Almost untouched to put the Gators up by 3 scores, but St. John's wouldn't quit. They respond here with a quarterback keeper of their own to tighten the gap. But this one, all Gators. Paging Alexander Graham Bell. Aaron Ladd, I see what you did with that. That's very nice. This one absolutely telegraphed. Oh, stop it, Aaron. That's very good. Pick 6 to the house. Wild Gators all over St. John's, 46-15 the final. Hey, it may have been cold, but Carver's Bay was bringing the heat in this game. They were the first to put points on the board for this touchdown. Number 2 bringing it in. That's Toronto King. Wales had a great play after the kickoff return. Looks like he was going all the way, but trips up for good yardage. That was as far as it got. They just wouldn't do enough on offense. They would end up fumbling and then letting Carver's Bay score another touchdown before the first half could end. Carver's Bay wins 39-25. They move on to play Bamberg Earhart next week. Hey, Timberland trying to reach the third round as they host the Mullins Auctioneers. Early on, it didn't look good for them. They'd cough it up. Mullins wouldn't be able to do much with it on offense. Xavier Liggett, he was running for his life all night tonight. Here he is outside the pocket, throws it up for grabs, and it's picked off and ran all the way back. And here's, all of a sudden, this turns into a find the rabbit game. You know this if you played high school football. Mullins had an incredible season, winning their first playoff game since 2011, but the ride stops here. They lose a heartbreaker to Timberland, 7-6, and that's why there is no fantasy football in high school. Clemson's culture creates success in Tigertown. From day one at Clemson, the 2018 senior class believed in the Tiger standard. It paved the way for this group to shatter multiple program and conference records. On senior day tomorrow, they could become the winningest class in both the ACC and school history. A win over Duke at home would make their 51st victory in a 4-year span. Hey, it's been a tough week for practice for the Carolina Panthers, not having an indoor facility but to work out with all the rain. But despite that, they say they put in some good work ahead of Sunday's game at Detroit. Cam and the Cats offense should be even more dangerous than usual this week. Playing on AstroTurf, it's just the second time they'll be doing it all year long.
I don't think there's a change in the scheme, but I think it should suit our guys. We've got great quickness. We've got guys with great change of direction, so I think we should play real fast. It should be good for our guys. We, get on a good surface and get going.
Well, it'll be fun to see. We've got some quick, fast guys, and they get a little quicker, a little faster on the field, on the turf, so we'll see what happens.
All right, all the local teams are gone, but hey, if I'm pumped, I know you guys are pumped. Conway's gone, Carolina Forest is gone, but hey, the rematch for next week, Myrtle Beach at North Myrtle Beach. If we did Game of the Week for the playoffs, that would be it. Well, in the meantime, thank you for joining us. We'll see you same time next week for the conference playoffs. In the meantime, we'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7 for WMBF News Today with Christina Loeb. I'm Max McGee. Have a great night.